Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Let's Chop It Up. Please follow
What's up, fellas? What's up?
Please follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Like and subscribe. Guys, how was your week? I want to set us off.
Man. It's cold.
Yes, and I know why you didn't throw that heat on for those kids. It's sad, man.
Man, I'm dealing with a lot. I swear, like every year I go through the same thing where I either got a pipe burst or I got something going on with my car or something. And winter decided to start this week. And guess what happened? My usual winter issues. Right now I got a burst pipe in my back, man.
Man. Sorry to hear that, man.
And no way to get a plumber. So I gotta try to figure out what I'm gonna do with that, man. But it is what it is, man. Just trying to work it out, you know.
Yeah, that's funny, Derek, because I had a pipe burst today in the garage today too. The water hose line. So I had to, but it is my fault because I didn't shut the water hose line off this year. So I got a busted pipe in my garage too.
Same here, same.
Wow.
Homeowner issues, right?
Yeah, no joke, man. I have
no water. I'm just be real with y'all. The whole system, it froze because I'm not in the house. So, everything froze up. So it's good that we all together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's good the brothers together. So what we have today on the chopping block, man, we have last week, man, we had the death of our dear brother Hank Aaron, who I still consider the home run champ. Because I don't fuck with cheaters like Barry Bonds. The only thing you should cheat on is women, in fact.
Yeah.
But that's another. But when we cheat on sports, man, that's why I draw the line.
Yeah. You got to draw the line somewhere, right?
Somewhere,
man. Exactly. And then we also lost our great sister, Cicely Tyson, the Queen Mother. And that lady was royalty, dignified, iconic, very regal sister. And she worked to almost her last day. She just did an interview with Kelly Ripa, and so she's the truth. She was the truth. So, and then our other brother that just passed away, they say comes in threes. Our brother John Chaney from Temple University.
Yeah, and then, basketball coach.
Yeah, and let me ask you guys this question real quick. It was some white school colleges. I swore it was historical black colleges back in the day. Temple University, because John Chaney, everybody was black, right? And Georgetown University.
Yeah,
John Thompson.
I thought the same thing.
I thought they were black.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't think that Georgetown was black. A lot of people thought Georgetown was black because it's like you said, because the basketball, John Thompson with the basketball team, the whole basketball team was black or whatever. Pretty much the all black basketball team. But I knew that Georgetown was like famous, like kind of for like a law school too. So I said I didn't think it was all black.
I didn't know. And you walk around with a towel. All big black men walk around with towels.
Yeah.
I thought that was a historical black college.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. I mean, Patrick Ewing and I'll say this. When I was in St. John's University, I had an opportunity to do a photo shoot at the Garden for the Coaches versus Cancer Classic, and John Chaney and Temple were there as well as Georgetown. So I had a chance to meet John Chaney. I got some pictures of him, and he will be sorely missed and truly a pioneer.
Yeah, I think that all of that speaks to their influence and their effect on us as black people, man. To the point that we thought, where they went to, where they worked was actually black colleges.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it was in black cities. That's why you think about it. You thought about Philadelphia, and you know what Temple's in the hood. You thought about in Georgetown, you're thinking that's DC. So you thought that was I thought it was historical black college until I started applying for college in like '89. I was like, oh shoot, they only got 1% black people.
Yeah. I didn't think Georgetown was black. Yeah, I didn't think Georgetown was black. Yeah.
Hey, remember they had the Hoya sneakers, so I thought it was really black. You know what I'm saying?
And they took a lot of brothers that was in the hood that were like playground legends and too.
They took my man Dave Edwards. God bless him.
Dave Edwards was with the Georgetown.
Word, that was my homie. Yeah,
Allen Iverson. Didn't Iverson do?
Yeah, because the reason Iverson went to Georgetown, he'll tell you because of Dave Edwards.
Yeah.
So that was. Hey, I miss Dave. That was my boy. I miss talking to him. Another thing, man. This. We know this is a fuckboy generation, really fuckboy generation going on, right? And we just saw recently in Harlem. I don't know if people saw it. These dudes. I don't even call them dudes. I'll call them some punks.
Losers.
Some losers. Jumped this lady in the liquor store because she went buying them wine or something like that. I mean, like something like that or something like that.
No, they asked her if they could pay for the wine she was buying, and she declined it. Very, very politely declined it, and then that's when things escalated.
Yeah. But I noticed one of the guys, they got a picture of the guy with the red coat with the black glasses and stuff. I think that I know somebody that works over there, and they said that there's a lot of gang territory over there, especially for like the Bloods. And if you kind of notice, if you saw the video, he had the blood chains around his neck. So I mean, that behavior is man. And I'm a man. I have daughters. I would lose it if somebody did that to my daughter or my wife.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's just sad, And the thing is, to bite the woman in the face, to bite her in the face.
Yo, if that was not the biggest fuck boy,
come
on. In Northeast history, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
I have to watch myself though, man. When I see stuff like when I hear things like that, because I have not watched the video, I refuse to watch the video. I have to watch the things that I take, in my mind, in my spirit. You know what I mean? But,
so Rodney, what do you think? What do you think about this, just from like law enforcement perspective? When you see this behavior, what is this saying? Because this is something deeper than just being rowdy or raunchy or reckless.
Yeah.
It's got to be something. It feels like it's evil, first of all. But how do you unpack this?
I noticed when I was at the tail end of my career, like I noticed that the streets were changing. You know what I'm saying? And when I was saying they were changing, like the generation was getting younger and they were actually getting more irresponsible, more. I don't like to use the word stupid, but I'm gonna use it today. It's like getting stupid. They don't accept accountability, but they want to do the things that it's going to get them in some serious shit. But as far as social media is concerned today, it's like, it's like I always tell you guys before we had a conversation about, it's too much technology out here for you to think that you're going to be able to maintain a long term of criminal behavior. It's just a matter of time. Like, it's just a matter of time before he's going to get picked up. Somebody's going to tell on him. They'll put a reward out. I mean, has he been caught yet? You guys know?
I haven't heard that he's
I'm not sure.
But does this seem like an initiation or something like that?
No, what it is like, I remember when I first came on the job and I noticed, the tempo of the streets, like certain guys were in the streets and that's what they did. That's what their thing was. You had a certain group of people that, aligned with each other. And now it just seems like people are getting into the street culture and street life just because everybody else is doing it and you really don't belong there. That's why there's so much snitching going on, because everybody's really not built for it. You know what I mean? So, you got this clout chasing, people just trying to build reputations for themselves in a negative way. It's just like I said, there's no, I have to admit, when I first came on the job, there's a little bit more honor amongst criminals. Now there's no honor. They breaking every rule. Like civilians used to be off limits. Women and children used to be off limits. You didn't take beef to people's house. That was off limits. None of that stuff accounts now. There's just all recklessness now.
You're right. Because at one time, like you remember the drug dealer Pee Wee Kirkland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pee Wee, for you young people don't know, he invented a crossover. So that's what that's how nice he was. Nice in 2 games, in the street and in the ball game. Pee Wee Kirkland used to jog over here, and I used to run into him in Green Acres Mall. And Pee Wee Kirkland said that thing, the code. He said, when I had beef with somebody, if they was with their family, he said, I tilted my hat to them.
That's it. You got to wait today.
Each other, and we say, no, we catch each other another time. Yeah. But now the game has changed. There's no code to this joint no more.
There's no code. And that's why I tell people you're crazy today to get into the criminal world. It's like even the definition of snitching has changed. Like I hear people make statements, or young people make statements, oh, they snitched. No, there's a difference between snitching and telling, and there's a difference between people that got nothing to do with it and they're a victim of a crime and they tell on you, or they say, yo, this one did it. That's not snitching. Snitches is only involved when people are in the same game. If me and D rob a bank, right? And I knock Kelvin down on the way out the bank, and Kelvin tells on me, that's not snitching. Kelvin is a civilian. He saw a crime being committed and he told. That's not snitching. But people now want to categorize. And that's why I say this new culture, there's no honor. You see it, we shooting people when they with their kids, you know what I'm saying? And people's mothers and children getting hit. It's like I said, there's no honor at all now. It's just
in Baltimore, there was no shooting on Sundays. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Right? No shoot, no murders on Sundays, because that's what people took their grandma, their mom at the church.
Well, you know what? We had to understand that there was going to be an effect. We knew that from the drugs in the 80s that we were going to have crack babies, right? And then the crack babies now are parents themselves. you see what I'm saying? Crack babies that were born from the drugs in the 80s are now parents themselves. And I don't know if there's a correlation. I would think there has to be some type of collateral damage from drug use, just like when you see certain people in Harlem, you know, the heroin in the 70s affected an entire generation. And I'm wondering if it has something to do with, you know, some of the reckless behavior that has happened to children of people that were either users or abusers or something like that. That's my thought to it, because I don't understand it any other way.
Well, look at it like this way. You know, look, there's a whole culture that comes behind that. You know, we lost a generation, you know what I mean, essentially, in terms of being, economically productive citizens, you know, and now those people went on ahead, and now, you know, there's an entire culture behind that. You know what I mean? So now we're not talking about crack babies, we're talking about crack generations now at this point, you know. So think about it, man, for a minute, you know.
Yeah. I think a lot of respect has been lost. Like they always use that term OGs. The OGs are supposed to bring up the next generation. Like the new generation is not respecting OGs and older people and people that have already been through stuff. They're not listening. They just, like I said, they're just reckless. Doing what they want to do.
It's children leading children, you know. And I remember, like, and our dear friend Chicken Wing, you know, he'd tell you he's a crack dealer, drug dealer, cocaine, all that stuff. And when we go around the schools, he always said, "I'm the reason why y'all can't sit still. I used to sell your parents drugs."
Wow. That's deep.
That's deep. That's very deep.
Wow.
Very deep.
He always says that to the kids.
You know, a lot of family structures broken in homes too. The male not in the home, high rate of incarceration. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, a lot of these young guys today, they don't really have anybody that's going to keep them in check. You know what I'm saying?
And
well, let me ask you this. I'm sorry, D. I just want to ask Rodney. Rodney, so is this a situation where this is being worked around the clock? I mean, is that precinct really on?
There's no doubt about that.
Okay.
I think, like we talked about it before. Anytime you get a high profile case where it's making the news and people are seeing it on TV, and then people, you know, those guys, they have to catch that. There's a lot of pressure on those detectives to actually go out there and close that case. Trust me, it's just a matter of time. They're gonna find them.
Right. Yeah.
They're gonna find if they didn't find them already, you know.
And the sad thing is, they were robbing somebody with like $700 coats on, $800 coats on.
Yeah.
Yo, stop for a minute. It wasn't even like they was starving like that, man. You know what I mean? Like you had enough money or wherewithal or whatever to get fashion. You know what I'm saying? Brands.
You know, exactly. Like when what's Free Ray said is that when my ribs start touching and my feet start. That when you have rhymes like that, when you talk about like I'm starving, I'm hungry, I'm going to rob me a person. These cats had coats on, more expensive coat than I have, and probably all of us here, and we own shit.
All right, let me ask you this question. I want to ask this question. Did they follow her in the store? How did that work? Did she come in and they were hanging in front of the store and they came in? Do you know that part? I just see that.
From what I understand, they said this liquor store, somebody wrote in the thing, this liquor store always has problems. There's always been stuff going around.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I know somebody that works over there, and they said that they're always hanging around in front of that store. That's like a main hangout spot. But from what I understand, she went inside, and basically they came in behind her, and the word was exchanged inside the liquor store, and then it spewed outside. I guess because of her, you know, she didn't accept his advance or his offer or what have you, and then things got ugly out in front of the store.
Yeah,
Rod, could you tell anybody that's listening, maybe some of the female viewers, what you would have suggested for a woman in that position? There was a debate whether she should have come back in the store or if she shouldn't have left at all. Is there anything that you could shed on that possibly?
Honestly, my honest opinion is like try not to engage in a conflict with these guys. You see all those guys hanging out in front of the store. Like, don't get into a back and forth with these guys. You know, I know you got to try to keep your pride and, you know, you don't want to be insulted. But at the end of the day, this woman got seriously hurt. You know what I'm saying? Face bit, you know what I'm saying? Punched, whatever. I mean, I understand she was trying to stand up for herself, but she was outnumbered out there. And physically, those guys are much stronger than her. So it was like almost like a no-win situation. And like I said, no far I'm condemning that shit, because that shit is just disgusting. But you know, don't agitate that situation. Just basically try to get out of it as quick as you can and walk on home. You know.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say, those guys better be lucky that the cops find them before the streets do.
Correct.
So, well, speaking of more fuckboy shit.
Well, there's going to be a problem if he gets caught and he goes to jail. There's going to be some problems in there.
Oh yeah, no doubt. That's not even the question. That's a whole nother subject.
Yeah.
So some more fuckboy shit. Proud Boys leader Enrique Terrio, I think his name is, But the FBI we found out that he's an FBI informant. Anybody want to talk about that? Well, Ron, you know about informants because we talked about before from your background, police department, and we talked about informants, and we talked about it all the time. I ain't gonna put up all your business, but
yeah. That doesn't surprise me. Like anytime you guys come out as informants, it does not surprise me. Like that's why I tell here we go again. Stay out of the criminal life. It's not going to work. It's not going to work for you. You will be surprised how many people are signed up in law enforcement as confidential informants. Like I remember when in law enforcement, of course, I can't say no names in those situations, but there were people that were like up there in the streets, guys that the streets claimed or recognized as being really bouted. You would be surprised how many of them were confidential informants because it works for them. They're in a criminal game and they get locked up for something. Last time I checked and throughout my career, I don't remember anybody excited about going to jail, especially doing football numbers. So when they get offered to go free or get less time, it's in their best interest. They're going to give somebody up. They're going to tell. They're going to tell. And you got another set of confidential informants that are on the payroll. So they get paid for telling.
Okay, so unpack this. How did this happen? So are you saying that he's an FBI informant that became a Proud Boy, or he's a Proud Boy that became how did this work exactly?
Well, how I look at, I don't know his personal situation, but usually when with the FBI, they're masterful at flipping people. You know what I mean? They do a whole background on you. They look into your family. They look into your friends, your girlfriends, your cousins, and they put you in a vulnerable situation. So like if they're watching a group of people, it's just like they used to do with the mob and stuff like that. They would get somebody on the inside so that they would know what's going on. So they don't have to put down bugs and stuff like that. It's better to have somebody inside than getting caught watching. Because if I followed you for 5 months, Kelvin, you're going to eventually start seeing I'm following you. I don't have to follow you. I got somebody sitting right next to you that's going to tell on you. You know? So that's what they do. You know, the feds are very resourceful. You know what I mean? They will attack you in a lot of different ways, and they don't play fair. You know,
95% conviction rate, right?
The reason they have a 95% conviction rate is because, like I say, they zap you of your resources. Like, say you got a whole bunch of illegal money. They're going to find some way to shut that account down. They're going to shut your resources down. Say they know you're getting money from D. They're going to tap into D, shut D down. You know what I'm saying? So you can't defend yourself with an attorney. You don't got no money. Money makes everything work. Right. If they hit you in your pocket, it's going to slow you down tremendously. You know, and like I said, they threaten you with your sister, they threaten you with your mom, just all this different stuff. They tap into, they know everything about you. They know what you did in the 3rd grade when you got your first credit card.
Listen, I know a federal agent. I ain't gonna tell how I ran across him, but he told me personally that they do minimum 18 months months investigation.
That's right.
18 months.
And by the time they arrest you, the case is so strong that guess what? You're going to flip. You're going to tell because they say, hey, Kelvin, you're looking at 37 years. Kelvin, you look at yourself and say, I can't do 37 years.
Right.
I can't do that.
I can't do 37 minutes.
I can't do 37 days. You know what I mean?
Right.
So guess what? They're going to tell you, okay, what can you give us, Kelvin? What can you give us? And and the thing is, the way it works is you tell up. You don't tell down, you tell up. You got to give somebody higher than you. Yeah. So they've been watching the Proud Boys. They probably had this guy in there as a confidential informant, probably had something on him that made him flip. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, pressure bust pipes. You know what I'm saying? Like they busted in me and Derek's garage today. You know, pressure bust pipes. You put pressure on people and they're going to break.
Yo, let me
wait, what? You got the guy with the horns telling on Trump now. The guy that got caught in the Capitol with the horns and everything. Yeah. He's saying he's willing to testify in court, saying that Trump's speech basically stirred him up to go over and do it. He was listening to his leader because you know why? Because he don't want to go to jail. Nobody wants to go to jail.
Well, we have rappers and informants and stuff like that. But speaking of rappers, real quick, our brother, dear Master P, who I think is a brilliant businessman, recently talked about Clubhouse, how Black people and Latino people made Clubhouse Clubhouse be worth $1 billion. Yeah. I mean, I thought Clubhouse was Black owned because they had a black guy face on. They tricked me too.
No,
So you know, for people that don't know, Clubhouse is an app that people can get into these group meetings and talk about different things from real estate to whatever you want to talk about, stock market, baby mama, baby daddy drama, and stuff like that. But it had so many followers, and they made it feel like it was exclusive. By I would have anybody that's in Clubhouse will have to invite another person into Clubhouse and be part of it. So anybody want to chime in and talk about Clubhouse and Master P, what he said?
Well, what is his stance? Because I know he felt like black people made it pop and then don't get anything from it, right? But how is that different than fashion, movies, music, and everything else? That has been what we've been up against. Now, does he blame them or does he blame us?
I think it's a combination. Go ahead.
Combination of both. I think he blames us too. I totally agree with what Master P, because Master P is on a totally another level. You know what I'm saying? This is a businessman. He's a shrewd businessman. He's experienced. He knows how these corporate entities work. He knows that they basically do studies on black people because we're the ones that make everything hot. If somebody can create a brand that can get us to follow it or to jump on it or to drink it, because that's the new thing too, these liquors and stuff, you know, he knows that it's going to blow up. So he's saying that we keep making other people billionaires and we don't make ourselves billionaires.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Like somebody will start something like D just finished saying, the Clubhouse, how they made it exclusive and stuff, and they make it seem like this is this great thing, and people come in, and then white corporate companies make billions of dollars from us, and they study us. They know what we like. They know that we're the ones that make things hot or not.
Yeah, no, we are market agitators. We are economic agitators. You know, basically, we are what makes things cycle. They've done all sorts of studies. They know that we watch more television and consume more media than every other ethnicity, whether it be internet, whether it be television, whether it be radio. This is going back. This is why you look like back when Fox was opening up, you know, as a network. What happened? They put so much of their programming was geared towards black people. They can cycle that out and start doing other things. You know what I mean? So they know this thing about us. It's just another elevation.
So why do we constantly fall for this? Why let's look at it from the other side.
We have to be educated about it for us to stop.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, y'all. I just think it's they listen. I just think we just need to get in on it ourselves. You know what I mean? I mean, if we know this about ourselves, if we know we're closer. Think of it this way: they spend an advertiser will spend so much money trying to reach a market, trying to reach your market while you're already there. They're trying to reach you. They're trying to reach your friends. Well, you're already there. You can beat them to that punch far before they can. You know what I mean? I just think we need to get in on it. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
But see, Derek, that's one of the things we're always the consumer.
Right.
When we are the owner, what we do is very simple. Someone comes and makes us an offer and we sell it. I mean, look at BET. BET, they offered him, Johnson, $1 billion, and all of a sudden he sells a media platform and outlet and he sells it. So in other words, what technically when you say a sell out, that's what we do. Do we keep Beats headphones or do we sell them to somebody else? Do we keep whatever we create or do we sell it to someone else? In other words, the carrot and the stick is always waved in front of us, and we sell it because I'm going to get mine, and everybody else got to get theirs, and that's it. So we'll do that every single time. Yeah. Every time we'll do it, we'll just sell it out. That's it.
Well, like I was saying, we have to educate ourselves about what's going on, right? Like, just like Derek said, we're already there. We already know what's hot. We already know what's not hot. Hip hop, rap, the artists, the athletes, all this stuff. They tap into these people because they're marketing giants. So the thing is, if I sign a certain person on to promote a liquor for me, right? Guess what? That hot rapper can make that liquor turn into the hottest thing to ever happen. Now they use us for that. They offer artists, you know, a certain amount of money, and they go out there and they market it. They put their name on it. They promote it on social media. They wear the clothes, whatever, and they make other white executives very rich. When we need to kind of like think about keeping that within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, the artists, the celebrities, the athletes, they are the marketing giants. And like I said, they it's just like Lil Wayne getting a pardon. Lil Wayne getting pardoned because he was kind of attached to a guy that owns a liquor company that needs him to be free so that he can promote this new liquor.
Right.
Yep. Real quick, somebody said, and I'm going to go to one more topic, that some of the black apps, and I truly agree. I think it was Nicole said it, that they are not user friendly. I tried to do the Melanated People app. I'm not going to say it was trash. It needs some help. It needs some love. It needs some care.
Well, like I say, these corporations, they know how to. Like Derek said, they spend a lot of money on perfecting things and marketing things, or whatever. We need to be able to have those same resources too, in order for things to blow. It's like when you look at Master P. Master P is now selling so much stuff, and it's like I talk to people, they have no idea that he's even selling it. Like he's selling fish fry, he's selling ramen noodles, he's selling cereal. He got a cereal.
Rice.
Yeah.
Those sneakers are ugly as hell, but he's selling sneakers.
Not to knock Master P, but Master P's sneakers were always ugly. He always ugly sneakers.
Nah. Go ahead.
Cereal. He got cereal.
Yeah.
He got a cereal called Hootie Hoos. I'm not being funny. He got a cereal called Hootie Hoos.
And that's why I can't be mad at Master P, man.
But these are things he's done studies to say these are things that, black people are buying, but he's
wait. I want to challenge this, and I see what Nicole is saying. I see what you're saying, but at the end of the day, we don't pool our resources though. We say our buying power dollar is really strong. We don't pool it. The problem is sometimes we won't work with each other. I remember years ago, a dude said, "I will drive 20 miles to support another Jew." He said that I'll drive past a million hardware stores to support another Jew. Until we can say that, I just don't know that we can, get to where we need to get to. We don't have the same resources, but if we pool them, it can come together.
Yeah.
So real quick, since we're on the topic of rappers, has anybody seen the thing when Wendy Williams started dry snitching on Method Man, saying she had sex with Method Man, and it made it seem like she just had sex with him today, like he was on Power and she had sex with him. So I think this was probably when he was. I think it was when he was. I think when he was coming up when he had the little fake eye thing and everything. I think I hope so. God knows.
No, it was supposedly years ago when he was in Wu-Tang. That's what she was saying.
Yeah, I hope so. Because otherwise,
I made a promise to myself that I would never get on our show and say anything foul or try not to. And right now, I'm perplexed. Right now,
you're struggling right now.
Everything I want to say is foul already. So I'm gonna just wait and listen for a minute. But I didn't hear about it.
She watching Auntie. Oh, I didn't know the show came on tonight. So I'm gonna go make sure I'm gonna support the sister though. I'm gonna support the sister. I'm glad
there you go.
She came a long way. She got rid of that punk ass husband of her, Kevin. I got stories with him too, man. But that's another subject. But anyhow, man, people always joke about us right here, right? Like, we got the light skin, dark skin jokes all the time because, Ronnie and Derek was teaming up on me and Kelvin and everything.
And we're winning too.
No. I had a period, but we came back.
I'm sorry, I forgot. My producer, Jamie, said we have to go to commercial first. So I'm sorry about that, Jamie. I missed that one because did see that. I missed that. So let's go to commercial first, and then we go back to the topic of that. Sorry about that.
We'll be back after this.
You're going to get fired, D. You're going to get fired.
All right, I make a mistake once in a while, man.